What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing at the Polderbaan, and I'm saying we because Lorenzo and Jędrusek already arrived just now. Hey, good morning from them as well. It's a day of arrivals, and the first airplane arriving is Delta Airlines Flight 74, an A330-300 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 7 hours 45 minutes underway. It is 16 years old. Its first flight was in August 2007. No A350 today. But we are getting a bit of reverser action. The warm-up of the stream. Now, big picture wise, looks a bit better than it did yesterday. This is looking to the south. Wind is blowing from the southwest, approximately westish. It is set to turn a bit. Jędrusek over here, Lorenzo over here. Looking to the northwest, blue skies. Looking to the east, bit more cloudiness. Looking to the north, bit of open skies again. Donald and Daisy just did a flyby. We have the bird controller over here patrolling, and our next airplane on the glide slope already. A very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday to all. Right. Was distracted by my chat window not updating. I think it is updating now. Let's see. Last message by me myself. Yeah, Saturday crabbing. We're synchronized again. Excellent. Yeah, Saturday crabbing. Not a lot yet. And Donald and Daisy just did a parallel landing. What? 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 Kermit is also there. Meanwhile, KLM flight 1070 arriving from Southampton, Embraer 175. 47 minutes of flight under its belly in the pocket. The airplane 8 years old, first flight March 2016. Right. Boy. Now, a big welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, to our latest member, Daddy Dewey. Thank you so much for choosing AMS Live, my friend. Hope you will like it in the lounge. Thank you for choosing AMS Live. All the custom emojis are now at your disposal. Be sure to spam us to death with them if you want. The next airplane to arrive is arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle, KLM flight 1402. Got the white balance set to 5K now. It looks a bit coolish. Maybe just a tad higher. Can fix that on the go. 5,000 5260. Now it's 5260. Probably a bit better. That looks a bit better. Now, good to see Mrs. Professor back in the chat. Happy to see you again. Celebrating 9 months of membership, as she writes. Hello, boy, and everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for your continued support, Mrs. Professor. A happy Saturday to you too. I hope everything is still okay to your liking in the lounge. Do let me know if something isn't okay. Let me see what I can do about it then. Now, next up, Ryanair. And you might think that's just a regular 737 boring. Not necessarily. Ryanair pilots often use their reversers, and the 737, albeit a dime in a dozen, does have the ability to get loud once the reversers get applied. So let's look and listen. Yeah, well, wind's blowing away from us, and also since the wind is double digits, I have the blimp out, so I'm not sure if it was that loud for you guys. I think I still have some issues with the chat not updating. Let's try that again. Let's see. Well, Norwegian landing. I'm without the chat window right now. It doesn't update. Need to restart it. Hey, no logo. Starting it up, default font size was quite big, so I tried to make it a bit smaller, and then a pop-up window pops up and the chat stops updating. You need to click it away, very fickly and irritating. Let's try that again. Open up the chat window, go to live chat. Right. What's the latest comment? Erwin. That is not yet visible. Right. Okay, I think we now have, yeah. Finally, I think the chat is updating, and also a font size that I can read a couple of messages and not everything is gone immediately. Let's see, this is EasyJet arriving from Birmingham. Next airplane to arrive will be a 777-200 arriving from San Francisco. It is already somewhere out there. Though I'm not yet seeing it. Are you guys seeing anything?
I think it's still in the clouds.
Yeah, there is a little bit of cloud in the way, indeed. Well, it'll show itself soon enough. Let's do a quick rundown of the current status quo then, shall we? Right, the chat is working, the stream is healthy. Always good to check that. The current wind blowing from the west, southwest, varying between a little bit north of west and southwest. 12 knots, 404, scattered clouds at 1600 feet. The air temperature is 17 degrees. Wind is still picking up a little bit. What is the wind expected to do today? Turn a bit more to the west and eventually to the northwest, with the maximum wind at the end of the morning, beginning of the afternoon. Current runway use, Polderbaan, used for arrivals. We're standing over here. Kaagbaan and Alsmeerbaan being used for departures. Jesus is on its way to Corfu. Jesus will not be bothering us today. The Orange Pride is coming in from Vancouver and is expected around 11:40. We have a 747 from Choina Airlines Cargo arriving from Mumbai, also expected around the same time. And the Emirates A388 is expected before 1 o'clock. Until 1 o'clock, there is just one runway open for arrival. So if that is all going to transpire the way it is now scheduled, that means that the Orange Pride and the 747 will land more or less simultaneously on Polderbaan. And if the A380 doesn't get more delay than 10 minutes, there is a big chance of it also landing on Polderbaan. Which means that we might be done early, depending on what else is incoming. Might stick around a bit longer, but not very much longer. In the meantime, we have our next airplane coming in. United Airlines Flight 968 arriving from San Francisco. It is a 777-200ER. 9 hours and 29 minutes on the way. It is 27 years old. First flight May 1997. In the meantime, good morning to Tina, to Casper. Big Al also in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Mark Brown, William Weiss, Jurgen, all others who have joined in the meantime, good morning.
Zie je hem nog? Ik zie hem hoor.
Nicholas and Dana, good morning.
Ik niet hoor.
Come on, fire up those reversers. Meh. Meh. Such a waste of potential. Now Nicholas says Donna has took the boys to the football and I have instructions to cut the grass. Could you please give me a pass to have a bacon sandwich and watch AMS live, please? I'm not sure that I'm qualified to give you the pass, mate. I'm perfectly okay with it. Then again, the grass also needs to be cut, mate. Maybe looking into one of those grass cut Roombas, one of those robot thingies. That might be something. And if the council of Haarlemmermeer is listening in, so is this a good idea for you? Over here? Well, I'm not sure if the Roomba would be able to manage the height of the grass that it is already. Well, if it is grass, I mean, what is it? Weeds? Flowers?
Not wheat.
Little purplish, flowery thingies.
Boy, kijk so you can feel it.
Right. Next up, Croatia Airlines, arriving from Zagreb, A319, flight 450, flight time 1 hour and 33 minutes. And glide slope visibility a bit disappointing still. Zooming out, trying to see if we can catch something behind it already, but not yet. 1 hour 33 minutes underway, the 9ACTN, 12 years old, first flight March 2012. Marissa says, hey, KL 1283 to Aalborg, returning to Schiphol, number 3 for arrival now at the moment. That's interesting. Also saw an Air France go around as I was setting up here earlier. Looked around on the runway, didn't see any obstructions or anything, so I don't know why that was. Was anybody listening in on ATC at the moment? If anybody knows more, do let us know. So, a petit comboshot of the A319. We have an Embraer 190 turning in, arriving from Prague. Bam, butt shot in the house. And Epic R says there are robots who can manage that, but not the home use ones. Okay, industrial type grass cutting Roombas. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looks like this. Wind blowing away from us.
It was more flat when we walked up.
Yeah.
It seems to drop a bit.
Yeah, but that's the weird thing. The other day I was standing here and it was also feeling rather calm, and the chimney smoke was indicating more wind than I subjectively was feeling here. Later it was the other way around. It looked like it was wind still over there, more windy over here. Or did I say that in the first instance? In that case I mean the other way around. It was opposite land. It's the opposite side of the water, it's opposite land. Meanwhile, this is KLM flight 1352, arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. Embraer 190, 1 hour 3 minutes underway. Hey Donzelli, good morning. Good to see you again. Peter Hommel, long time no see. Good morning. Goedemorgen. Otto, goedemorgen, good morning. Happy Saturday. Yeah, the airplane is crabbing just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Paul is saying good morning from all from partly cloudy Leiden. Good morning to you too. We're looking in the direction of Leiden. Yep. We're confirming, yeah, looks like partly cloudy there too. And one banana already on the way, flying near Le Mans, Marissa saying. Thank you for the update. One of two probably. I'm assuming that the one near Le Mans is arriving from Madrid, not the one from Luton taking a detour. Now I see some coots and a duck further up ahead, more to the south, more close by. Not a lot of action. Donald and Daisy did do a parallel landing here earlier, but they swam off. I'm not sure where they went to, but they're no longer here, that's for sure. Next up, the still indicated as outbound Embraer to Aalborg, returning to Amsterdam. And the Delta A330neo should be somewhere behind it. I think the clouds are obstructing the view still. Now, also, welcome back, stranger. Welcome back to the Aurora Sky Lounge, mate. Good to see you. Hope all is well, and thank you for once again choosing AMS Live. Mr. Ufa says greetings from sunny Florida. Greetings to you too, mate. Is the sun up already? What time? That's the time difference. 4 a.m. now?
6 hours back.
Yeah, 6 hours, I think.
It's 4 in the night.
I don't know what time the sun is rising this time of day. Early, that's for sure.
5 something.
Yeah, but that's us, and we are in the western part of Central European time. Actually, we are too far ahead of what is deemed to be the proper time here in this part of the world. Our time should be closer to UK time, actually. And Florida is closer to the equator, so the extremes in daytime length are less than higher up. So it's probably later, light later than. I think it's still dark. I venture to guess it's still dark there.
28 degrees.
Yeah, probably significantly warmer than it is over here. Delta Airlines arriving from Seattle. A330neo, flight 142, 8 hours and 56 minutes on the way. 2 years old, this airplane. First flight was in June 2022. Me myself says, that's crazy, this E190 almost reached Aalborg before returning back to Amsterdam. I did not check the flight path, but if that's the case, makes you wonder what they forgot.
Yeah,
Must be more important than coffee then.
yes. Or someone getting really annoying.
Well, if the person was called Bill, they might as well have continued flying to Billund and drop him off there. Come on, fellas. Use those reversers. They're there for a reason. Oh, Mr. Ufa says it's 4:07 here. We are celebrating the birth of my second child. Well, congratulations. That is absolutely worth celebrating. Right, let's see, we have EasyJet A319 arriving from London Gatwick. Ah yes, vaguely visible at its 10 o'clock, you can see the number 2 now, which is Air Arabia Maroc A320 arriving from Tangier. We're also seeing and hearing some outbound traffic to the north, 737 by the looks of it. There's also a friendly cumulus cloud in the way. Hey Wolfgang, morning. Doing well, thank you for asking. Hope that also goes for you, my friend. I was hearing a coot just now. Though I think it might have been this one then. Hoi. This is Air Arabia Maroc A320 flight 127 arriving from Tangier, 2 hours and 52 minutes on the way. The airplane is 10 years old. Its first flight was in December 2013. Hey Marja, morgen. Good to see ya. Good evening in your case. Now, the next airplane after this, still flying west of us. It is a baby bus, A318. Ready just north of Haarlem. I think the clouds are in the way and make it a bit hard for us to see. Hey there Mike, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Wexa Chizek, which I probably mispronounce. Good morning. The cheeky A318 is also cutting in line in front of the Dreamliner arrival from New York.
No.
New York. Shut the door. Right, little butt shot to boot. Mr. Ufa is asking, are any passenger airlines still flying 747s? Absolutely. Lufthansa is flying the 7478 and I think... What was it? Thai? No? One of those Asian airlines also was still flying them. Nah, wasn't it Thai? I thought it was Lufthansa and one more. But it's all 747-8s now, I think. I don't think there are any 747-400s anymore, or are there? Korean! That's it. Danke, Wolfgang.
Hey, Sienna retired lately, so...
Hey there, Toast. Good morning. Korean. Good morning, Frank. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Now, where's that cheeky baby bus? I think it's over there. Not the best glide slope visibility, sadly. Yeah, it is opening up a little bit, luckily. Yeah, well, it needs to improve on the north side, and that's the most important thing. A bit of cloudiness here is not too bad if it is getting too warm here. With the sun out, definitely starts to warm up now. Now, according to flight radar, that 787-10 arriving from New York should also be somewhere behind it. Now, I did leave the monitor at home because of the wind, so I'm just checking my camera screen. That's still not visible. I'm also checking the laptop screen. Due to the windiness. Oh, it overshot a little bit. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So might come in from that side then. Let's just keep the A318 centered. We'll see. Ah yeah, now it is visible and it's 10 o'clock. Cool. That is a flying AMS Live logo arriving from New York, 787-10. KM Malta, A320neo behind it, on the glide slope, number 3. Number 4 is going to be a CRJ from Lufthansa, arriving from Munich, now flying base. In the vicinity of Purmerend. Meanwhile, a fully fledged ground crew is forming here.
Ja, goed. En voor jou?
Goed. Ja, maar ik dacht nu het weer beter weer is hopelijk en blijft voorlopig. Ja.
Good morning, Andrea. Right, so baby bus. Air France, flight 1444, arriving from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, A318, 43 minutes underway. It's the Fugakyu. 17 years old. Le petit baby bus d'Airbus d'Air France. Et un petit butt shot to boot. Merci beaucoup. Fantastique, merveilleux, incroyable, derrière. No time to waste. Dreamliner not too far behind that baby bus. Surprised it continued. It had barely vacated. And it is going to overtake the baby bus, I think. Meanwhile, another Dreamliner taking off. That's the KLM 100 years. Just took off from runway 24. One 787-10 lands, the other one departs. Fairly balanced. Next up, KLM Malta A320neo arriving from Malta. Stranger says, nice French you got there. Well, that was about all I have. As with all languages, understanding it is a bit easier than producing it. KLM Malta Airlines up next, arriving from, let's see, where could it be? Hey, what do you know? Malta. A320neo, 2 hours 41 minutes on the way. 9H neck is its registration. It is 4 years old. Still no extensive glide slope visibility. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of crosswind. The airplane is crabbing. It looks like it is flying towards us, but that is because it is compensating for the crosswind blowing from this point of view from left to right. Okay, Duncan says that Air China, Asiana and Saudia are also still using passenger 747s today. So, if you want to fly one of them, that's where you need to be. Well, little Maltese airplane, not giving us a close-up butt shot. Firefighters unfortunately already passed by today on their round. Yesterday they were a bit later. Wind looks like is picking up ever so slightly. Let's see, CRJ is coming in. It's now 10:20. What is the last meter saying? 13 knots wind. Nothing has changed significantly. Does lead to some nice crabbing, so I'm not complaining. If you just joined us, welcome to the show. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing along the Polderbaan, runway 18 right today. And this is a CRJ from Lufthansa coming this way. Flight 2302. Crabbing a little bit because we have a little bit of crosswind. Double digits, 13 knots. The wind is only going to get more westerly as the day progresses. Now in the southwesterly corner. But expected to turn to west and then to northwest later today. Wat zei je? Deutschlandhopper? De Deutschlandhopper. Ja, City Line, de Deutschlandhopper. The Deutschlandhopper was 13 years old. Its first flight was in May 2011. Tarom up next. Waarom? Daarom. Tarom. Why? That's why. Frank calls it the twin-engined German sausage. Well, maybe the fallen Madonna with the big boobies is hidden into that sausage. If the another baby bus. We are lucky today. 2 baby buses. This one is from Tarom. Long time no see. Flight 361, 2 hours and 29 minutes on the way. It's the YRASD. And it is 16 years old. Its first flight was in November 2007. Yeah, it is opening up nicely. Also, to the north, backdrop is getting more blue. But still, glide slope visibility not the best. Well, there's not much on the glide slope other than an E2 Embraer arriving from Berlin that is turning in somewhere in the background. Still. Ah, that's what I was forgetting. My solar cap to put around my screen. Yeah. Second baby bus of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going for a butt shot. Members, we're going for a butt shot. Members, special emoji. We're going for a butt shot here. Right, in the meantime, KLM Flat 17, there they come, the belated butt shot emojis. I was afraid we had an emoji malfunction there for a moment. Yeah, you never know. Butt shot freeze. Frozen butt shot. See that Harry just landed further up. Haven't seen Mama Duck and what was yesterday 10 ducklings. I haven't seen her yet. This is KLM Flight 1772, returning from Berlin, E2 Embraer 195, 55 minutes of flight time. Making whale noises. Mid-air farting. The airplane a year old, first flight June 2023. Yeah, each time I hear that noise and I look up or on flight radar, I just know it's either an E2 Embraer or an A220. Trademark noise. All right.
Strange it was so late. Usually they make the fart noise when they fly over Spaandam.
Yeah.
Which is about 2.
But I think it has to do with throttle setting changes. So if they have to correct for some last minute draft, then I imagine the airplane would also produce a similar noise. But you're right, you usually hear it further out. I also hear it in Lisse often when they are turning into onto the glide slope near the beacon. Right. Jane also back in the chat. Morning. Jane asks, who's there with you? It's Jen Drossek and Lorenzo who are over here. Now it's just the two of them. We did have a bigger posse earlier. They dropped off. Meanwhile, next airplane is this Embraer 190. Somewhere behind it there should be a 737 turning in, arriving from Copenhagen. I'm not seeing anything. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. The lens hood only protects against directly infalling light, but it does help ever so slightly. Seeing the screen just a little bit better. Indeed, Frank, in Lisse kun je het geluid van de Embraer niet missen.
Signature sound.
Signature sound, yeah. Well, I also, back when I lived in Amsterdam, I was living in the vicinity of the Arena Stadium. So whenever Polderbaan was being used for arrivals, I would hear I'm still able to recognize an Embraer 190 or 175 just by the sound of it when they are arriving.
Yeah.
The 737 now also visible. Turkish is number 3, turning in further out from the right, arriving from Istanbul. Not sure if we can see that already. Always hard to gauge where they are in actual fact based on what you see on flight radar, because that's not always current. This is KLM Flight 980 arriving from London City. Hey Danny, goedemorgen, good morning. All others who have joined in the meantime, good morning to you too. Happy Saturday to all. As you guys can see, the sun is out here. There's also a bit of wind, double digits. Which is why I also brought the blimp along. We lose a bit of directionality, but we gain a reduction of wind rumble. Now, I think this is, yeah, Koet, duck, and that's it for now. Turkish just about visible in the top left. Hadi Liewe, goedemorgen, good to see you again, mate. Next up is KLM Flight 1268 arriving from Copenhagen. 57 minutes underway, 737-800. The BCA, not ABC, but BCA, 13 years old. Paul also back in the chat, good morning. Goedemorgen Richard. And all others.
So how was your experience on spotting at Innsbruck?
Spotting in Innsbruck is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
It is well, I've only been there on the usual Saturday departure and arrival days in the winter, but there is I mean the traffic there are no heavies coming in, but a lot of biz jets, 737s, Airbuses, Transavia and EasyJet, SAS, Air Dolomiti, Embraer's Air Dolomiti also coming in. A lot of biz jets, and what's nice is that when you land there, there's a car that will direct you where you need to park. So they will lead the way, so to speak. They will await you when you vacate the runway. Then you have to follow the little van, and then yeah. And what's funny is that you're always parked really close to the entrance of the terminal building, but they still drive buses back and forth. So for what is literally 100 meters of walking. That was Turkish Airlines flight 1951, having returned from Istanbul. Now, next up, a flying AMS Live logo. Well, let's see. Let's see. A bit more up. Well, it's getting close, but it's not a true AMS Live logo. A true flying AMS Live logo. It is a copycat. Wolfgang says they won't have me on the apron. It's all a conspiracy just to make sure I will not touch the apron. Except last time when we were driven to the airplane, but we were put on hold, and eventually we were allowed on the apron. The doors open because the bus was packed with people. It was getting really hot and a bit a bit too warm. But they couldn't open the front cargo door. What turned out later, there was a rollator, one of those walking aids for older people, that was blocking the door. So they first need to call in the technical people of Transavia who were living in Innsbruck and first had to come there. So our flight was delayed because they weren't able to open up the cargo hold, and they weren't able to guarantee that everything was. They didn't know if they could put everything in the airplane, so otherwise we would have flown back and some people would have to wait for their cargo, which would have been sent later. But apparently Transavia has mechanics that just live in the city, and the airport is it's a tiny city, it's really close by, so we had an hour delay or something, and then eventually but it was really silly, a little walking aid that was blocking the door. And then we had to go back and had to wait in the terminal building, which was also warm and stuff with people. I think, well, I'm not sure. I fell ill with flu when I returned from my winter sport back in, I think it was 2020 or so, just before the pandemic officially broke out. In hindsight, because back then you didn't test or anything, in hindsight I was thinking maybe with the airport it was, I mean, a lot of people.
I returned from Miami in January 2020, and
yeah.
I was looking at people wearing face masks, like why? And then I think a week after I came home I got sick, and I've been sick for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Coughing, feeling really bad, low on energy, and typical corona stuff. But no test possible.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
No, that came later.
Yep.
Also the obligation to wear mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for me it was just a fever where I was fully clothed under the blankets, the winter blankets, and I was still shivering.
Yeah.
But it was just for 2 days or 3 days or so. But since I normally never get ill, other than a stuffed nose, maybe once or twice. Although ever since I stopped using public transportation, that also has decreased severely.
Yeah, helps a lot. Not sitting in the office for 5 days also.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Butt shot from an E2 Embraer that returned from Geneva, KLM flight 1930. And Montse van Rura says, AMS Live, good morning, new subscriber here. Do you know how far is the Pride livery? Absolutely. Let me show you in a moment. The next airplane is close by. I think we have a moment to spare, and I will show you on flight radar what is incoming.
Is it here? Is it here or there?
No!
Yeah, that's Clint Eastwood calling us from behind. He's further to the south. He doesn't like that we point the camera away from him.
Good.
He craves the attention. This is Lufthansa, arriving from Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Flight 988. Austrian Wolf says, "What's up with the ground crew?"
Hello.
Well, Lorenzo is lying down, so not much. He's lying in the grass over here. How's the white balance, folks? Is this cold or warm? It looks a bit coolish.
It's both.
Or is it too... Okay, balanced. Still have manual white balance setting to a certain number of Kelvin.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Is that still allowed these days? This woke era to say white balance?
yeah, it's blank balance. The blank balance. Yeah. So the Orange Pride is now flying just northwest of Northern Ireland. Well, and Ireland. Expected, what was it? Not click it away. 11:45. And 10 minutes earlier now, the 747 arriving from Mumbai is expected, and the Emirates A380 is still expected before 1 o'clock. That is good news, folks, because that means it is likely that all three are going to land on this runway, because until 1 o'clock, just one runway will be open for arrivals, and that is going to be this runway. Oh, the airplane dance being performed by Lorenzo here. You know, people want to see that before the lands, right? Right, we have EasyJet arriving from Copenhagen here. Tax employee, boy, what is your monthly income? Boy, well, about 500 to 600 aircraft. Probably a bit more, that's probably on the low side. I think we'll see the entire fleet of KLM Embraers, like what, once a week at least? If not almost on a daily... No, it's... Almost... How many Embraers do they have? 60 in total, or...? Or was it just one of the types that was just 60? Maybe it's even more than... I thought somebody said it was somewhere in the range of 60. Hey, talking about special liveries. Not this one, but the next ITA, which is expected around 11, and which I hope will be ahead of schedule so that it will land on this runway. Otherwise it might land on runway 27, but the Giulia Friulia is coming. Sadly, it is not this one yet, it is the other one. But it is a beautiful Azzurro. Questa Aereo, the ITA Airways, an A321 Neo is arriving from Rome. One hour 48 minutes on the way. It's the IHXA. IXA. Brand new airplane, first flight October 2023. Bellissimo. Un aereo meraviglioso. Allora, the next airplane to arrive. Grabbing its way over here. It's a G. A G in the flight to Amsterdam. A G on the flight. Hadi Michiel, goedemorgen. Don Sally says you speak Italian pretty well. Well, un po'. Capisco più di posso parlare. Hey, Mike Wild. Defender of little ducklings. Absolutely. If that heron was going for them, I would have smacked it in the beak. I think. Anyway, Aegean Airlines coming in, A321neo. 2 hours and 55 minutes underway. The airplane is 3 years old. First flight November 2020. The next airplane behind it in the background. Ah, that is Giulia Friulia. Perfetto. Make sure you're ready with the camera if you want to take a picture of a nice airplane. The next one in Giulia Friulia. Monse asks if I've been in Barcelona before, and the answer is no, I haven't. Not yet. Still on the bucket list. I'm limiting my traveling until I don't have a cat anymore, which I hope will last a long time.
You can find cat sitter using.
Yeah, no, I don't feel comfortable with hiring cat sitters or whatnot. I ask family if they can cat sit, but don't want to be away too long too often.
It will be my first time, but I'm going to try it this summer because it's also limiting me from traveling
Yeah.
anywhere. And I can
Get your camera ready, mate. Giulia Friulia arriving from Milan. Son, come on, get out here. There we go. And everything you wish for is just a flight away. And a butt shot to boot. 64 Embraers is what KLM City Hopper operates, is for what Frank is saying. Hey there Han, hey there Dave, good to see you both. Lois, good morning. All others who have joined in the meantime. Everyone, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. This is what it currently looks like. Looking to the south, the wind is coming from this area. More openness is coming in. Wind is also turning more to the west as the day progresses and eventually will turn to the northwest. Currently it is blowing from the southwest, causing the crosswind, which makes the airplanes you see land crab a little bit. KLM flight 1850, arriving from Munich. Embraer 175, 1 hour and 8 minutes underway. Eli asks, why is there no ITA sticker? Well, the honest answer is we don't have enough members for new custom emojis. I think we're still short a couple of hundred. We keep getting new members, but most of them are gifted memberships, so after a month they expire again. And the number of slots for custom emojis is dependent on the number of members that you have. So unless we are going to get away, we're taking away some of the present day custom emojis, there's no room for more new ones in addition to what we already have. Let's see. Delta A330 arriving from Minneapolis, flying base just north of Beverwijk. Question is, are we able to see it already? I think under perfect lighting we would be able to see something. Now I'm just panning randomly. Air Canada arriving from Montreal behind it.
Laatste slokje.
Yeah, I see it.
Where do you see it? Near that one cloud.
Just the right of the person standing there. I saw when it turned.
Oh, okay. Already there. Okay. You mean the person standing in the grass?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't see it.
You still have it?
No.
Yeah, that's our old age, Jindrosik. Old farts trying to spot airplanes that are hidden from view.
It was here, yeah. I'm sure there it is.
Yeah. Now I see it as well. So the bleeping clouds are still in the way, sadly. Now there's also another airplane behind it arriving from Montreal. Should be arriving from the left. But the clouds are probably still in the way then.
Yeah, I think they are just arriving on the level of the clouds. So it's a surprise show.
I'm keeping the shot a little wide with the Delta A330 a bit right of center. It should be on the glide slope now, so it should be at its 10 o'clock. What do you know? There's a cloud over there. Stupid. Right, the Delta A330 we already see, but the Dreamliner behind it not yet. Oh wait, now I do see something. Yes, we have a 2 airplane glide slope shot. Where is Jerry? Take in the glide slope shot, folks. In your top left, you vaguely see
Zie je nu pas?
Air Canada Flight 900. And the A330 Jindrosik already sees. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. Still need more openness to the north
Ja, ik zag hem al.
for greater glide slope visibility. Meanwhile, this is Delta Airlines Flight 162 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Soda. 7 hours and 14 minutes on the way. The airplane is 17 years old, first flight November 2006. Let's look and listen. Nice little wheelie, but no reverser action, sadly. Hey, is that A319 going to land on runway 22? Have they opened up runway 22 now? Let's see, what's its altitude? Oh no, still descending, so it's going to turn to the north. For a moment I thought there was an EasyJet A319 over the city of Amsterdam that was going to land on the Schiphol outbound, but it's still too high for that. Me myself is giving us a heads up, 32 years old, banana in 5 minutes. That's good because I was feeling a little low on potassium, so I could use some fresh replenishment. Air Canada Flight 900 up next. Arriving from Montreal, or Montreal as the French Canadians would say. 5 hours and 44 minutes on the way. Boeing... Huh?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup, yeah, maple syrup coming in. Boeing 7878, 9 years old. 9 ans, 9 ans.
787 old livery.
And the first flight was in January 2015.
Not as hard as the last one.
I prefer this livery also.
Yeah, this is nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the blue color. I see.
But yeah, what's your take on the Icelandair livery? Old or new?
Old.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, the old one.
The new one is just
People,
throw it away.
there are people that are enthusiastic about the new livery.
Yeah, I don't like it on the 767. I only like it on the 737. On the 767, bring back the old livery.
Old
I
liveries for the
swear,
win.
If they put it on a 757, they have beef with me.
And then you like the purple one, the blue one, or the green one? On the new livery? Pink.
Or they also have orange, they also have yellow, at least on the Maxes, I think.
Never seen them here. Only saw the
Only-
If I recall correctly, but
Yeah, it could be.
my memory might be fleeting. 2 airplanes visible. EasyJet A320 Neo up first. 777-200 arriving from Las Vegas, KLM number 2. Beautiful blue backdrop, sun illuminating the airplane, and it is still crabbing. Welcome to the Netherlands, the windy city of Amsterdam. Well, they say Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, but technically it's not in Amsterdam, but in Haarlemmermeer. But that's a bit like Luton, being London Luton. Gatwick indeed.
You see the joke the guy made?
Charleroi, Brussels South.
What was it? With Luton?
And Fosh.
Yeah.
And Fosh. So he put, I think it was Gatwick, or it was Heathrow. And then on the glide slope he went like a
Oh yeah,
big
welcome to
Welcome to
Luton.
Luton.
Yeah, I saw that.
Come on!
We should make that in the grass. Cut the grass in a way that says "Welcome to Rotterdam Airport." Yeah.
Oh no, not Rotterdam.
or paint it on the cycling path with permanent paint. If you distract Officer Rudolph, then I will do the painting.
I will put my car on fire and then you.
I could set the building on fire. Office space.
No, I can bring my money to the competing resort.
I could set the building on fire. Hello, Peter. What's happening?
Didn't you get the memo?
So I'm gonna have to go ahead and ask you to come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that'd be great. Yeah, too bad you weren't in the chat yesterday. We had privilege style coming in. What's your style?
I was working. Getting more busy every week.
I also have a style that is completely unblockable. Hey, it's a crow. What's your style?
Are you the short haul or are you the R?
We need a dog. Then he'll get loud. Bring a dog. Hey,
Let's bring the chihuahuas.
there is some movement over there. I'm not sure if that is Mama Duck and the ducklings. Stupid grass is in the way. Impossible to see right now. They really need to cut the grass here. Hey, Wendy also back in the chat. Good morning. Good morning to Ewan. And all the others who have joined in the meantime. Good morning. Okay, runway 27 now reopened. Embraer 190 arriving from Bremen. Landing on runway 27. It's now nearly 11 o'clock. I'm thinking runway 27 will probably be open then until 11:40. And then from 11:40 until 1 o'clock, just Polderbaan. 3 airplanes visible on the glide slope. First airplane coming in, arriving from Stuttgart.
Zo.
KLM flight 1828, Embraer 175, 1 hour and 2 minutes underway.
Nee, ik zat echt te focussen op.
PHEXU, 6 years old, first flight January 2018. Floating Russell? Oh, above the cycling path, yeah. He was doing a little bit of hovering.
Yeah.
Departures will hop on and off between Buitenveldert and Carobaan.
Yeah,
Landing will remain at Polderbaan.
awesome.
Unless the wind is going to change drastically.
Massive big thank you to Lee, just becoming a member. Thank you so much, Lee, for choosing AMS Live. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, mate. Hope you will like it in the lounge. Do let me know if something isn't to your liking. All the custom emojis are now at your disposal and use them whenever you see fit. Such as when we have a butt shot, ladies and gentlemen. There's a butt shot emoji. We have a playtime emoji. We have an Orange Pride emoji, which we will be able to use later in the morning. Beginning of the afternoon, technically. Later in the stream. KLM 737. And our next airplane is arriving from Boston, JetBlue. A321neo with an EasyJet A319 arriving from Prague behind it. And good morning to Rakete 88. Good morning, herzlich willkommen. Happy Saturday. Now, and also a massive big thank you, Lee, for just now gifting 5 memberships. Not only did he just become a member, but he also threw away 5 memberships to new members. Thank you so much for that. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Lee if you are one of the recipients. Massive big thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, one and all. JetBlue Airways, flight 631, arrived from Boston, Massachusetts. Up next, flight time 6 hours and 15 minutes. 3 years old, this airplane. And this one is called Joel Peterson. No Minty McMink face on this one. Lame. Boring. We want something minty. And Wendy is off to Kiel. Nice weekend ahead of you. Enjoy and nice to see you again. Hope to see you again soon, Wendy. Take care. Alrighty. Wasn't there a banana underway? Right. There it is, the number 2. I was already thinking, is that a banana or not? And it is. It is the A300-600, 32 years old if I recall correctly. Arriving from Madrid. Hey, 777 arriving from Cape Town, just passed overhead. Is that going to... that mother is going to land on runway 27, isn't it? This is EasyJet A319, returning from Prague, Czech Republic, 1 hour 13 minutes underway. That's all well and good, but let's have a look at the banana. A300-600 DHL, probably the first of 2, question mark. They all sent 2. The other one was usually coming from Heathrow. Lately it has been coming from Luton. Still expecting it. Luton. Luton. You know, as in gluten intolerant. DHL A300-600 arriving from Madrid, 2 hours and 10 minutes on the way. Crab, crabbity crab. It's a crab fest. Crabtastic.
Imagine if,
Cut the crab.
imagine if they put a sign like, welcome to Gatwick at Luton. Yes, Gatwick!
So, 32 years old this one. First flight was in May 1992. Where were you then, Lorenzo?
I was minding,
Minding,
somewhere.
minding your own business. What were you doing back then, Jindrosek?
I think
May 1992. I was
probably I was spending a night in Parkzicht, Rotterdam.
Parkzicht. What were you doing there?
Raving.
Raving. Nice.
It was the start of the whole rave era.
Did you also go to the Love Parade in Berlin back when it
No.
was still being held?
No.
I was also born too late.
It was too crowded from the start.
Yeah, and then there was that incident where people got crushed or something in the
that
tunnel, and then
was a
they
couple of
terminated
weeks
it.
after I already decided
Yeah.
not to go there.
Yeah. I still would have loved to have seen it once at least.
Yes.
Awesome. So, did you also go to the IT and the Roxy when they were still around in Amsterdam?
No, I always went to the Matzo
Ah, Matzo, yeah.
Yeah.
Also remember that name.
because it was focused to a specific public, I think,
Yeah.
and I'm not part of that, so it felt weird for me to go there. I did
Yeah.
go to the two mellow parties, but I just to the parties, not
Yeah.
to the clubs.
Wasn't the IT located in where Club Air is now?
I think so.
Amstelstraat or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Just-
yeah, I
just-
think it totally has been rebuilt. Also.
Yeah.
And before
Now
that,
there's a whole different audience altogether coming there.
also, and before that you had the Roxy. I think the
Yeah.
Roxy was started a bit.
Oh, the Roxy was there, yeah.
And that was really the start of this culture in Amsterdam.
Have you been to Berghain in Berlin?
I went to other clubs.
Other clubs?
but they're fine. I'm not accepting.
You're not- you did not pass the. You shall not pass. is what
no.
is what they say.
You have to just stand in line and ignore them completely.
Yeah.
And then smoke like hell, and then you are cool, and then they will let you in. But
Yeah. Right, play up next, ladies and gentlemen. Another custom emoji at your disposal. A320neo flight 460 arriving from Reykjavik.
We got a cookie for play.
Cookie for play.
Red cookie.
2 hours and 36 minutes underway. The TFPPC.
do you remember those T-shirts from the 90s with the bear? Wanna play?
No. I did used to have a Fido Dido t-shirt back in the 90s from the 7-Up thingy.
Exactly, I know.
And also one of those caps with 2 caps on both sides where you could put in
Drink.
something to drink. Yeah. Never wore it. Even back then, I still thought it looked silly, but
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, okay, you can put 2 cans there, and then you walk around in the heat. So
Yeah. they get really warm. Yeah.
And then you are drinking warm beer. No.
No thanks. Right. Now Lee, thank you so much, mate, for your super chat. Lee requests to organize more loud A330s. Let me do my utmost best. There is another one coming in, but it is KLM. Now, KLM, for some reason, they don't know where the reverser handle is. They never do that. That's not their thing. So, yes, it is the A330. Probably not going to get that loud. Returning from Toronto. Case in point, idle reversers. The slots are open, but it stays very calm. And indeed, Lance, greetings back. Sunlight. What the bleeping. Yeah, this is where the wind is coming from. It looked more open initially. Now it's starting to look a bit more cloudy in the distance. Whether or not it is going to come here or maybe evaporate on the way over here, we'll see. For now, a little bit of visibility to the north with one airplane visible, and there is another one further out. E2 Embraer arriving from Manchester. Can we see it already? I'm really struggling to see it. Nah, also not on the cam, also not on the big screen of the laptop. Anyway, in that case, let us just go back to the airplane that we can see. KLM flight 1042, returning from Birmingham. Ham. 737-800. Gentle touchdown. Now there was one go around Air France, but that was before I went live. It was when I was walking up here and I think maybe even was setting up already. And even though there is a little bit of wind, it's not that windy to warrant a go around. Clint Eastwood doing some morning cardio, walking in the field. Meanwhile, the E2 Embraer that I first couldn't see, now we can see. It is coming here. And thank you to whoever gifted Lise her membership. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the club, I should say.
Boy, look behind you.
7-4 is taking off.
7-4 taking off? Is that a 747? No, yes. That's the KLM Cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Told you.
Looks like a little bit of cloud fluff as well, or is that just a bit of
I knew
haziness?
it.
Going to Miami.
Miami. Miami.
You.
It's not your friend, it's Miami.
Miami.
My name, you. What your name?
My friend. Miami.
You? Yes.
You, my friend, Miami.
You.
Miami.
Colonello, you are my friend.
My name is you.
Yeah, planning to go to Miami in February.
What's your name? Mine. Me? No, you. First, mine.
Right, if you think that looked nice, let's see that again. The next airplane is another one of those E2 Embraers. This one is coming in from Zurich. KLM flight 1918, 1 hour and 4 minutes underway. The airplane is brand new. First flight July 2023. Epic R says, shall come with my lawnmower. Yeah, please do. Please do, mate. We do need a grass cutter here. But yeah, that's a good idea. We should paint "Welcome to The Hague Rotterdam Airport" on the cycling path with luminous paint, so that you can also see it in the dark.
Or white paint. So you always see it.
But Jendrosik and I are no shit starters whatsoever at all. No. Nah. Don't be silly.
I'll set the building on fire, you guys work.
Well, don't take away my swing line stapler, or hell will have to be paid.
Where is it? Where is it?
Excuse me, I believe you had my stapler.
I'm allowed to listen to the radio from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And the squirrels, they were married.
Once you will.
It's labeled as a comedy, but it's actually a documentary. The older you get, the more you realize it's just a documentary.
I used to work at the company.
Mm-hmm.
We would get new people in. We always told them, like, look, first you have to watch Office Space.
Yeah.
And then you will understand how things are going here.
That's exactly how things work over here. It's the company introduction video.
And then you saw people like changing their
It's only 3 hours.
the signature in the email, like what's good for you is good for the company.
Yeah.
And then you know, oh, yeah, he saw the movie. Yes, you need more flair.
It's a wine shirt Friday.
Yeah.
Where's the Orange Pride right now?
Well, it was above
Dublin?
Ireland before, so I'm thinking it's probably now in the vicinity of Paul, over Yorkshire or something. Half an hour away still. Over Luton. Next up, KLM Flight 736, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao in the Caribbean. The sea in the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao. In the Caribbean Sea, laying off the coast of Venezuela.
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
In the vicinity of Doncaster, right.
Next to Gainsborough. Sheffield. Hey, that's where my friend is.
Leicester.
This airplane that we are now seeing approach has been flying for 8 hours and 36 minutes. The PH-BVS, 7 years old, first flight February 2017. Near Manchester, Yoko says. Awesome. So it is underway, expected in half an hour or so. Also, I think in 20 minutes from now, the Choina Airlines Cargo, Choina Air Cargo, China Eastern Cargo, the one with the flower on the tail, is coming, arriving from Mumbai. Choina Airlines. Not arriving
I
from...
used to fly with 747s to Bangkok. I used to fly with them.
Really?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Cool.
It was really great.
Have you ever flown to Kai Tak before it closed?
No, I wish. I wish. Yeah.
And again, idle reversers, the slots are open. The spooling up stays away. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again, look at the flap surfaces and how shiny they are. Not a speck of dust to be seen. I'm telling you, that one neighbor that always washes the car whenever there's a grain of dust on it, KLM seems to be doing that with their fleet as well, at least with the heavies. Now, QJ says, heart attack airfield question mark. Yeah, heart attack airfield, like the nickname. Heart attack for the pilots, for the passengers, or for the people walking through the city when the 747 was coming over them really low.
Imagine living in that building.
Sweet, sweet.
I think it was almost free or really low on rent. That's why people.
That probably.
It was
Maybe for the people who had hereditary deafness or something, who didn't hear anything, just felt something, they could sleep through the airplane noise.
Generally, cities in Asia are louder, I think, than cities here. It has improved, but I remember going to Bangkok also in the 90s, and it was
Tokyo was not that
really
loud.
And building construction goes on 24/7. It's not that they stop at 5 o'clock and then come back the next day.
It's not like the Netherlands.
They just live on the first 3 floors,
Oh?
and then they are working on the other ones, and then when the shift ends they just go back to the first 3 floors and they sleep. And there's a lot of food outside, so usually it attracts all kinds of street
Food vendors. Yeah.
So often the best place to find good food
Is near
building-
construction
near
sites.
construction sites.
Right.
Yeah.
There, you've heard it on Amos Live first. the best place to visit, the best food you can find in Asia near construction sites in cities.
Because they will just bring people from their own region to make their own kind of food they prefer.
That's often the
Usually
best.
really spicy if it's in Thailand. So yeah, I really like that.
Me too.
Just not the noise.
not the noise.
They are used to it somehow, because when you go to the market you see people sleeping. You're like, dude, it's like really noisy. There's a subway going over your head and they're just sleeping. And like, wow, ow.
Working day and night, being really tired, then you'll sleep through anything.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
If you have trouble sleeping, you're just not fatigued enough. You need to work harder, damn it. Work it, bitch. Meanwhile, Clint Eastwood doing morning cardio, another example to us all. Eating his greens and fibers. Doing a lot of physical exercise. Yeah, we're talking about you, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Alrighty, coming in, arriving from Dublin, KLM flight 1136, Embraer 190. No Captain Wheelie. Capitano Wheelie, where are you? Let's see if we can spot the short circuit of the 737. Let's see, there it is. 737, already geared down, turning in, arriving from Palma de Mallorca, and an A330neo somewhere behind it, also turning in. Arriving from New York, JFK.
New York.
New York. Welcome to New York. Transavia flight 5628 in the foreground. Wolfgang says, once read that planes are primarily washed because a clean plane uses up to 1% less fuel than a dirty one. That could definitely be the case. That could definitely be the case. Then again, it's the flap surfaces that are usually a bit dirty, but they are only used to cause more drag and lift, so
The front doors sometimes.
yeah, but that's exactly from the units attaching to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Particularly on all white airplanes, but that's the same when you have a white car. You need to take it through the car wash more regularly because you just see all the dirt and grime accumulating on it. Transavia up next, arriving from Palma de Mallorca.
No more swimming in Palma.
Want to swim on the airport?
Yeah, it was really was a flooding.
the white balance still good, folks? I think it looks... Yeah, looking on this side it looks a bit yellowish, but then again when I turn back and show you, when I point the camera away from the sun, looking like this looks balanced, nice and balanced.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's just when you go to the darker area, then it's a bit.
Yeah. Well, at least now we have full control over the white balance with a manual setting. Frank says, boy, the duck whisperer. Absolutely. Chopper, where? Near there, one cloud.
Next to the crane, left of the crane.
The crane.
The big crane. Now it's right
Near the sugar factory?
The sugar factory and it's.
Oh yeah, it's,
right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really far away. That probably is Lifeliner returning to base, which is in the port area now.
I guess so.
Meanwhile, this crab is coming from New York, JFK, A330 Neo, arriving from New York. 6 hours and 18 minutes it has flown to get here. And it's a year old, first flight September 2022. Come on, spool up those reversers. Yeah, this is not good enough.
You know that movie, Lost in Translation?
Yeah, but that's like ages ago that I last saw that.
The guy's telling this long story and then he says, what is he saying? More intention.
It's like the precursor of AI, giving a summary as well.
Yeah.
What's the gist of it? Just more intention.
More intention.
Boy,
Yeah.
how long?
How long?
How long?
How long is it Chinese?
I think 26 minutes or so.
It is now just flying north of Norwich.
Yeah.
Expected around 11:48.
Nice.
And in the meantime, hey, where's that 747?
24
Oh,
minutes.
the 747 is later. Huh? 12:33. 11:48. Oh, right, yeah. Right, so the 747 is still in Czech airspace. The A380 is behind it. Let's see. Right, back to narrow bodies for the time being. It is 11:25, so I'm thinking in 15 minutes from now, runway 27 is probably going to close again, making this the only runway for all inbound traffic. With the A380 and that 747 flying over the Czech Republic, both expected before 1 o'clock, I think we are going to be lucky and see all of those Quad Squad members land over here on the Polderbaan. So if you don't have to be anywhere, do stick around. KLM Flight 1076 and Bro 175 having returned from Bristol. And Best Short says, hola desde Barcelona, welcome to the show. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to you too. And that is U-Channel coming in from Japan. Good evening and welcome back. KLM Flight 924 arriving from Edinburgh is the next airplane to come this way. There should be another airplane behind it. And Bro 190 turning in, arriving from Aberdeen. Looks like it overshot the glide slope a little bit if I look on flight radar, but I'm not seeing it. Despite the relative openness, still a bit hard to see further out. Not the best of glide slope visibility, but we are able to see the airplanes approaching the runway quite nicely. wind is also picking up a little bit, and it was also expected to turn more westerly, so the crosswind component is expected to increase. Let's have a look at that in a moment. We've got touchdown. This is the wind on the scale of chimney smoke. Let's do a refresh of the status quo, shall we? So we saw that the Orange Pride is now flying over the North Sea and is expected in 20 minutes from now. We have Choina Airlines Cargo arriving from Mumbai, expected around 12:30. The A380 is flying to the west. It's going to Austrian Wolf's house, and then we'll come to Amsterdam. And now, oh, that's a bit more exciting. Now it's 12:57, the expected time of arrival. It was a bit before. It was 10 to 1 earlier, so that's a bit exciting. 12 knot wind. Wind is blowing from the west-southwest, varying between a bit north to the west and southwest. We have scattered clouds at 1900 feet. The air temperature is 17 degrees C. That is roughly 64 F. The wind for today. This is the time of day, the local time. The wind direction, the wind speed, and the wind gust speed. So the peak of the wind is expected around the end of the morning, beginning of the afternoon. And runway configuration at the moment, still this. We're standing over here. We also have inbound traffic going to this runway, and around 11:40 this one is going to open up for departures, and this one is probably going to close again. Next airplane to arrive is number 190. Arriving from Aberdeen, KLM flight 912. German Airways arriving from Aberdeen. I would have thought it would have been a Britty hopper, but it isn't.
I think we have a cat in a box.
What?
I think we have a cat in the box.
Right. Next up, EasyJet A320 arriving from Bristol. While it is crabbing its way over, let me do a quick paste of the METAR into the ticker. There we go. Now, if you have been liking the stream so far, but you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to spread this content to more aviation enthusiasts such as yourselves, who might also be interested in content such as this. EasyJet flight 25530 up next. It does look a bit blue looking in this direction. Yeah, no. I think it is still decent. Leon is saying that the heli overhead havengebied was an NH90 from the Royal Marine, which departed from the Koi. Not a lifeliner, but a Navy chopper. Right, little butt shot to boot. Let's quickly turn back. Delta Airlines flight 136 is arriving next, and another A330-300. Six hours and 43 minutes underway from Detroit, Michigan. This airplane is 8 years old. Its first flight was in October 2015. ATC said cut the crap. The pilot said no. Screw you, ATC. I'm gonna crab whenever I want. whatever, I do what I want.
You know what? I will invite you to dinner. The Krusty Krab.
Hi. Oh, nicely. You saw the shadow on the dike or whatever it was. Beautiful. Right, let's get loud. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Captain Letdown. Captain motherfudging Letdown. That makes me a sad panda. So sad. Ciao Michele, benvenuto, good to see you again. Bit windy, not excessively, but we have wind from the west, so that causes a bit of crabbing. This is what the wind on the scale of chimney smoke looks like, and interestingly the wind seems to have picked up over here, and over there it seems to be rising more vertically now than it did before. Which is what I was referring to earlier, yesterday, same thing, it is opposite land. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke does not seem to resemble the subjective feeling of wind over here on this side.
Yeah, the wind is a bit gusty, so in between you get these areas of no wind, and then once they reach the...
Could be that maybe the trees are... No, they're too far away, that's...
No, it's just because of the distance.
Yeah, you have to bear in mind that the chimneys are located in Westport area, so that is, what is it, 10 kilometers if not more?
8 or 10. It's not,
Yeah, it's not immediately.
Well, you're next to them, they're really huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge.
Tuurlijk.
Wilde jij deze sticker?
Wil ik die sticker?
Het is een soort van bedrijfje van mijn vriend, die staat daar.
Ja.
We hebben ook een leuk tafeltje opgezet en zo.
Ja.
En hij wil eigenlijk... Nee. We willen eigenlijk een beetje evenementen organiseren voor spotters.
Ja.
Zodat we... zodat het gewoon leuker wordt.
Oké.
Met meer mensen. Ja,
Oké.
En dat is een beetje het...
Ik zal eens kijken op de website. Is goed? Hey, hartstikke bedankt jongens. Goeiedag. Right, organization that wants to organize more for spotters here at Schiphol Airport. Spotters.nl. Spotters.nl.nl. Right, there's another Embraer 190 turning in. Jij ziet hem? Where? Left of the cycling path or right?
A little bit to the right.
A little bit to the right. Oh yeah, got it. Right, there's a big mofo behind it arriving from LAX. 777-200. Now, whether or not we can see it remains to be seen. I am making the shot a little wide. I am focusing it a bit more to the left. KLM Flight 604 should be somewhere out there. Thanks for the update, Maria. Runway 27 now closed, as expected, around 11:40. So expectedly now until 1 o'clock, this runway remains the only runway for arrivals, which means Orange Pride coming this way, landing here. 747 coming this way, landing here. A380 remains to be seen. Expected time of arrival just a few minutes before 1 o'clock.
Oh yes.
So we all know how that's going to end.
Don't talk about it. That's
we know
Sorry.
ATC. We know what they're like.
Let's all bet that it's gonna land on center.
Yeah.
Oh, see the guy there? See the big ear out in the tower? Overhearing what we are saying?
Yeah.
Hey, little Polderbaan!
Pretty sure they're watching us, and we're watching them. Although there's definitely more heatwave distortion than there was yesterday, which I'm not too unhappy about because it is nice now. Yesterday, I was no sooner had I left from the parking after wrapping everything in, and it started raining more violently, and all afternoon. Only after dinner time did it begin to clear up a little bit from the southwest. Was lovely to see though, but
For an hour or so,
yeah.
and it started to drizzle again.
Then it started to drizzle again.
That's Dutch summer.
Let's see, this is an Embraer 190 returning from Basel. Boss Hell. And Boss Hell in Switzerland.
You know what
KLM flight 1944. German Airways. A little bit of reverser being used there. Not a lot, just a little bit.
I have a question.
Hey there, Lucas. Good morning. And Joe Mellon asks, any banana planes today? Well, we already had one. Not the second one, right? Or did we? Just one. Is there another one coming in, I wonder?
I'm expecting a package. So.
Normally there's always two. One from Madrid, one from London. Andy says, when Boy just said yesterday, then paused, how many joined me in singing All My Troubles Seem So Far Away?
You know what we always say when
This is KLM flight 604, now number 8 on flight radar, 208 people tracking it. Well, come on, let's get it in the top 5 then. We can do better than 208, can't we?
Oh, that's all about idea. It's getting close.
777-200, 9 hours and 35 minutes.
I sit on approach from the west, because we're so far.
Which airplane are you guys talking about? Orange Pride.
yeah, we call
Beverwijk?
Beverage.
Beverwijk?
That's because
Beverage.
No.
Beverage?
I had a car once, a Prius, and it had a really awful translation of Dutch streets, and I always use the map in English because I think it sucks in Dutch. But then it tries to send you, when you're going to Beverwijk,
Yeah.
it says Beverwijk.
Really?
It was really
Oh!
special.
Beverwijk?
Beverwijk.
Mm.
I think it has some.
But you had a Prius. Did you also, were you also in the habit of smelling your own farts back then?
No.
I feel so above all other people.
No, it was my first car. I got it from my work because they demanded me to get my license. And then this whole shit broke out in Iceland with the volcano.
Yeah?
And then I told them, like, look, I have to stay on Holland, but can you arrange a car for me? Because, you know, we're getting married and we want to drive around a bit. So they arranged the car, and it was the white demo Prius of the dealer.
Yeah.
And they gave it to a guy who just got his license 2 days. So you can imagine what happened.
Crash and burn.
Yeah, I had the trash can in the Ajax Stadium because it was high from the floor and the sensors only sense things until half a meter from the floor,
Yeah.
I think. So I completely...
Any protrusions that were higher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was day one.
Oh, something similar happened to me on my first job after having graduated for the first time from my first study. I also needed to I needed to travel, so I was going to get a car from work. I needed to get my driver's license because I needed the car for that job. So I just had my driver's license, and that workplace was near Sloterdijk, the Crystal Tower, where they also have a parking with a very narrow entrance and also a lot of concrete poles that are protected from crashing into by iron rails. You can imagine what happens if you take the corner too sharply. The entire side, the front door, the back panel, it was all scratched and dented, and yeah. Well, I'm happy that all my crashes and damages took place on lease cars that the lease company got the bill for.
The first cars I owned myself, they also got quite some damage, but then at some point, well, you start to drive and you get
Takes a
familiar
couple of
with
years.
driving a car,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, now I understand why I didn't succeed in keeping dents out of my car.
It's interesting that there are countries where you're not allowed to drink at 16, but you are legal to get your driver's license. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
In the US, it's also a bit like that in some states. You
Yeah.
can be a company driver,
Yeah.
and then you can start at 16, I think, which is way too young in my opinion. But
Well, aren't you now also allowed to start with driving lessons in the Netherlands at 17 already?
yeah.
If I'm gonna move to Germany and I'm 16, I can drink.
Yeah.
Here too, right? Or have they raised it?
18,
Is it 18 now?
No, no. You can
Alcohol
be
is
16.
18
No, you can be 16 in Germany.
in the Netherlands.
But in the Netherlands it was also always 16 years.
Bachos.
Well, it sounds fun, but
Well, I used to get beer and cigarettes for my dad when I was like 8. No problem.
yeah, but that was back in the day. Back in the day before everything got
Exactly.
complicated.
Hey!
Still had underage people, sex magazines, just at the station.
You still had magazines.
at the station.
Period.
Yeah, you still had magazines.
Period.
It was just like, open there, so what's this? Yeah, there's the duck and the candy.
Ah.
A bit young, but okay.
I feel like we're evolving into the Waldorf of and Stettler of Amos life. Reminiscing about how back in the day everything was better.
The first part of the show was the end of it.
Before woke, the world was nice and happy. There was peace. Anyway, we have 2 airplanes on the glide slope. Sorry for the interruption.
All inclusive.
All inclusive, yeah. Well, in that case, all the all inclusive resorts were way ahead of their time. All inclusive. We were all inclusive before it became hip. This is an not all white, but it is a mostly white Britty hopper arriving from Teesside or Darlington, Embraer 190, KLM flight 964. 45 minutes on the way, now touching down. Still a little bit of sunshine over there. Here, the sun hiding behind the cloud. Britty hopper has landed. Welcome to the Netherlands, mates. Orange Pride now third in line. The OP.
Yeah, you know me.
It's the OP. Right, the OP in the background, and in the foreground Delta Airlines flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. A330-300, 7 hours and 16 minutes on the way.
Oh, ik zie hem. Ik zie hem, ik zie hem. Oh, dat is right.
Even de zon.
Nou, niet heel...
Please let it land in a patch of sunlight.
Now come on folks, if you're liking what you've been seeing so far, don't forget to drop another like. Really helps to spread the content. This is Delta Airlines flight 164 and let's all cross our fingers. Hope this one will get loud. They have so much potential to get loud, those Delta A330s. Come on.
Oh, float. motor.
It's a floaty, floaty.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, finally a little bit of reverser action and a wheelie to boot. Nice combo. Hadi Arnoud. Goedemiddag, perfect timing. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for.
Finally!
One of the first airplane of interest coming this way with a little bit of sunshine on it. It is the Orange Pride arriving from Vancouver. 777-300 KLM flight 682. 8 hours and 40 minutes on the way to get here. Let's zoom into that mofo. There it is. Eight hours and 40 minutes to get here from Vancouver to Amsterdam. The PHBVA, 16 years old, first flight January 2008. Let's look and listen. Nice little wheelie.
Yeah, I like the landing.
Nice little wheelie. Not too bad, not too bad. Meanwhile, Austrian Wolf says that the A380 passed north of him right now, so also underway. We'll be entering German airspace pretty soon. Lee was not impressed, not loud. Well, mate, none of the heavies of KLM will ever get loud. It's as if KLM has prohibited them from using the reversers. Only rarely do we ever hear KLM heavies get loud.
How do you dare?
So this was a landing that was entirely as expected.
I should have been my own Orange Pride.
Yes.
Old.
Next time. You're gonna leave.
You're gonna leave
Yes.
already.
He needs a haircut and he's going to a birthday party this
Oh,
afternoon.
nice.
Yup.
Well, and
It's not for the birthday party, by the way.
You need school pics.
Yeah.
school pics. Not at the beginning of the new year. They're doing that at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay. Well, in that case, folks,
Yes.
was a pleasure to have you again.
Yes.
Looking forward to the next one.
I think 2 weeks because next week I have a skateboard contest.
Ah, the long distance one, or cool.
6 hours.
and you see me in 4 weeks.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
We'll be having holiday and,
Nice. Well, I'll be around, so you know where to find me. You'll see me. You'll see me and you hear me.
I don't see you for 7 weeks.
Man, well, as long as you have access to internet, you can at least watch from a distance.
We're gonna watch in Austria. We're gonna watch in
Austria?
Austria.
Are you guys going to Austria?
Yep.
Nice. Where are you going to?
Germany, Austria, Luxembourg.
Yeah.
The Grand Tour also went to Austria and Germany. There were very nice places there. Petting, kissing, something starting with an F.
We're gonna just do spotting. And,
Ah.
flying
In
and,
Luxembourg,
Will
we're
you
gonna
be-
see some cargo lux.
Will you be going to Innsbruck?
Yeah.
Cool.
Train to Innsbruck,
Yeah?
and from there train to Mannheim.
Yeah?
Visit the Spire and Sinsheim Technical Museum where they have the Tupolev and the Concorde.
Cool.
so we can see the real one and the fake one next to each other. And then the other museum, and from there we go to Luxembourg. Do some spotting in Luxembourg as well.
Nice.
Cargolux 747
We
heavy.
might be flying back from Luxembourg to the Netherlands.
Nice, nice. Well,
So, yeah.
And when-
I will
and
be
when-
there in between.
Who knows? Maybe you're gonna spot us.
that would be
Yeah.
terrific.
Say, yeah, KLM flight from Luxembourg. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. We should plan.
Well, I'm sure you'll let me know beforehand
Oh yes.
once if you are going to fly into the Netherlands. Great. Well, enjoy the rest of your days then, gentlemen, and see you in the next one.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, you too. Bye bye. Alrighty. Now, more airplanes coming in. And also a big thank you to KLM Fan for a month of membership. Orange, orange, orange. Thank you so much for your support. Hope you still like it in the lounge, mate. And Austrian Wolf says that the F word place name is not that far away. Awesome. Yeah, that's a nice grand tour through the south of Germany and Austria. First they went to petting, then they went to kissing, then either F word or wedding. I'm not sure anymore. It's a while ago. Oh no, they first went to Vank. with a V? Huh. Anyway. Let's see, 2 airplanes on the glide slope. Britty Hopper up first, arriving from Humberside, KLM flight 972. It's an Embraer 190. The airplane behind it is all white, by the looks of it. BBN Airlines. I think that is flying for Anadolu Jet. Arriving from Istanbul. Navy Jack says, didn't KLM have one plane completely painted orange? They did. As it happens, Rick Meester showed me a picture of it once, but that was in the war. They had orange airplanes, or at least one completely orange airplane in the Second World War, and that was it was Albert Plesman's idea, and the idea was so that all parties could see this is not a war airplane, don't shoot it down, so that they could continue flying during war times. That was completely orange, not as saturated orange as the front part of the Orange Pride is though. More pastel kind of orange. I don't know if they've ever had one since. Okay, interesting. Peter PDK says that apparently the fire alarm went off and they evacuated the D pier. Could that have been Milton? Hey, Jim Cathay's father also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Clint Eastwood also says hi. Now, this is BBN Airlines arriving from Istanbul. A321, all white. I think it is flying for Anadolu Jet. 3 hours and 8 minutes to get here, which is par for the course for Istanbul, Amsterdam. Usually averages around 3 hours precisely. 16-year-old airplane, first flight November 2007. Just a little bit of reverser usage there. Hey, Roadhog also in the chat. Morning. Where's it morning still? Yeah, just 4 more minutes left. So it is still technically morning.
Lekker bezig, man.
Hey, dankjewel man. This is Asjen arriving from Vienna, and there is an A320neo somewhere behind it. Oh yeah, top left, just about visible. That's an A320neo EasyJet arriving from Edinburgh. Right, let's see. Austrian flight 379. Arriving from Vienna. Servus, liebe Freunde. RL says D pier is under fire. Under fire or fire alarm. I'm not seeing any smoke at least. There are clouds over there, but that's not smoke. So from over here, I don't see anything. I'm unable to see anything. Now, what I am seeing... Need to scroll up. Is that Jörg just now gifted 10 memberships? Holy cow. Thank you so much, Jörg. Really, you shouldn't have, but thank you so much. 10 new members, courtesy of JD. Don't forget to say thanks if you are one of the recipients. Oh. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members. Jörg, thank you so much. You really shouldn't have, you know that. But thank you so much. Little butt shot. Working on the next emoji, JD says. Yeah, well, I think I think we'll need a lot more members than it is still a bit further out to get another slot ready. Also, a big thank you to Lucas for your super chat, mate. Thank you so much. Now, the next airplane to arrive, almost touching down already. KLM arriving from Lisbon. It is a 737-900. Right, it's 12 o'clock and in the upcoming hour a 747 and an A380 are underway. Before they'll arrive, first let's look at another airplane coming in. There's another one behind it. In the foreground we have KLM flight 1020 arriving from Leeds. It's an Embraer 190. The airplane behind it is also an Embraer 190 arriving from Berlin. If you like your Embraer 190s, you're in luck. Indeed, 2 chances for Captain Wheelie. Let's see. This one isn't it. Ah, they're refusing to let us look in. How rude. Now they're also showing us their butts. Wolfgang says A380 51 minutes out. That is interesting. With an ETA, once again, 10 minutes to the hour. That increases the likelihood of it landing here. Fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed. Now, if you like your Embraer 190s, as I said before, you're in luck. Proof that chocolate doesn't necessarily give you a big bum. You see over here, this is Choc-y. It is our favorite high-carb Embraer 190, returning from Berlin, flying as KLM 1774. 59 minutes underway. Par for the course. Berlin, Copenhagen, Dublin, all destinations an hour away. Chocolate. Hazelnut chocolate. Bonbons. Chocolate cake. Yummy. Yes, please. Squeaky brakes as well. Comes with the territory. Second banana is underway. Chris is asking, any queens do? Absolutely. If you just joined us, welcome. Let me give you a quick rundown of what we can expect after the landing of this airplane. Arriving from London Heathrow, A320 BA flight 430. 43 minutes underway, par for the course. London, Amsterdam, usually averages around 40 to 45 minutes. Similar to Paris and to Luxembourg. Nice landing. So as we are awaiting the next airplane, let me also fire up the screen, show you guys what we are waiting for. Runway use, let's do a refresh. We're standing over here, currently the only runway in use for arrivals and expected to be that until 1 o'clock. 2 runways open for departures now. The wind. Turning more to the west. Wind speed still around 12 knots, 404, scattered clouds at 2,000 feet. And we have an air temperature of 18 degrees C, that is roughly 66 Fahrenheit. Wind is expected to turn more to the northwest as the day progresses, and the peak of the wind speed is expected between the end of the morning and beginning of the afternoon. We're awaiting this 747, which is expected around 12:30, so in 25 minutes from now it is almost in Dutch airspace already. Choina Airlines Cargo arriving from Mumbai, and the Emirates A388 just having flown into German airspace, took a detour over the Czech Republic. In the meantime, Transavia just touched down here. Next up, Delta Airlines A330-300 flight 48 arriving from New York JFK. Now also a massive big thank you to Chris for a very generous super chat there. Hope you get to enjoy a few cold adult beverages later this afternoon. Well, I definitely will make sure that I do, mate. Thank you so much for that. Very kind of you. Very generous. Cold beverages on you. I will definitely have them. Thank you so much. Now, another chance for a loud landing. Delta A330 arriving from New York. Flight 48. This one underway 6 hours and 17 minutes. 20 years old. Let's look and listen. Meh. There definitely was reversers being applied, but not fully. Dave says, I sure appreciate the streams from the US East Coast. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the streams, mate. And I hope everybody is. Also, if you are liking what you're seeing and you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like, folks. It really helps to spread the content, get more people enthused and getting to know the channel. Clint Eastwood standing on one leg. Or at least that's what it looks like from this angle. I think he is. Or is this Clint? Now I am lost. Oh, there are two. Bit hard to see, but there's two of them. Just the two of us. Oh, other way around. Big Bird coming in. It's an A350. That must be Corendon World to Fly then. And it is arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Butt shot in the making. Here we go. Bam, it's an A350 butt shot. It overshot a little. There you go. Nice one. Right, time to quickly turn back. Banana number 2 coming in. Zei je? Tuurlijk. wel eventjes na deze. Dit is de A300 die komt. Die wil je ook fotograferen.
Hoor ik het goed dat er een 747 komt?
Er komt een 747. Die is over 20 minuten komt die hier en die gaat hier landen ook.
Ja.
En de A380 die komt nu ook voor ene, dus die gaat waarschijnlijk ook hier landen. Nice indeed, absolutely. So this is the second banana, DHL A300-600, arriving from London Luton, 41 minutes on the way. It's the deal. D-A-E-A-L, deal. What's the deal with this airplane? It is 31 years old, first flight December 1992. So both A300s are hailing from the year 1992. Right, more parcels coming in. And the next airplane to come in is going to be a TUI Max 8, but first selfie time. Right, cool.
Great.
Awesome. What are your names?
Guus.
Guus.
Guus and Jeroen.
Guus and Jeroen. Welcome to Amsterdam, guys.
Enjoy your videos.
Thank you so much.
Did you get your Orange Pride?
The Orange Pride, absolutely, absolutely.
I got it too, it was really beautiful.
Really beautiful, eh? Yeah. The sun was also illuminating it nicely. Perfect. Hey, you have a nice day, guys.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Max 8 up next. TUI flight 3502 arriving from OHD. Ohrid. Ohrid. It sounds Mediterranean, but I have never heard of it, truth be told. Where is Ohrid? Where's it located? And the banana has no windows, it runs on Linux, not on Windows. Mate. Now, how's the white balance? Is it still okay? Sometimes it looks a bit bluish, looking like a bit too blue, but here it looks a bit more too yellow. I think on average it still looks good, doesn't it? Macedonia, okay, thank you, Maria. Hey there, Marky. Welcome to the show. Right, this is Transavia, arriving from Barcelona. It's the trash, the TRA8H. Flight 5132. Current status quo, looking to the south, a bit more cloudy. Wind is coming from this direction more or less. West-southwest, also a bit more cloudy. Directly west looks more open. Northwest also a bit more cloudy. Southeast looks like this. East looks like this. The best part of the sky actually is the north now. Danny Rules confirming people evacuated at Schiphol itself due to the fire alarm. The D pier was already mentioned before. Well, it looks cloudy over the main terminal building. I'm not seeing any smoke emanating from over there. In the meantime, 2 airplanes on the glide slope. A 737 arriving from Milan in the foreground, 737-700. The airplane behind it is a 777-300ER arriving from Lima in Peru, KLM 744. Looks a bit bluish. Yeah, on my laptop screen it looks pretty okay-ish. Right, let's just keep the white balance for what it is. Yeah, this looks nicely balanced. No Wi-Fi hump on this one. Next up, KLM Flight 744, arriving from Lima in Peru. 777-300 ER. The PHBVG, 12 years old. First flight May 2012. Flight time 11 hours and 40 minutes. Bird controller is also coming this way. Are we going to get a blue-yellow combo shot? I think we might. Hey there, Matilda, who has just tuned in to thank the person who gifted her the membership. Well, thank you so much, gifting person. Nice combo shot, there we go. Russell also. It's a triple combo shot. Okay. Frank says, according to a spokesperson of Schiphol, around 11 o'clock there was a fire alarm at the D pier which got evacuated, both the Schengen part and the non-Schengen part. People have been escorted outside. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we are expecting the 747. It should be. Is it in Dutch airspace already, the 747? Has anybody checked and verified that the 747 has indeed been assigned to Polderbaan? I think it has to be that, but now in the foreground we have number 190 arriving from Norwich. In the background we have an A320 arriving from Dublin, and just having turned onto the glide slope is a 787-10 arriving from Panama City. A nice linear 3 airplane glide slope shot. Where the F is Jerry? Need to take in the glide slope shots here. If Jerry's not here to do it, then we have to do it for him. And thank you, Paul, for checking out and confirming 747 has been assigned to Polderbaan. So we are going to see Choina Airlines Cargo. Yeah, the other one was Air China Cargo. Choina Airlines Cargo, the one with the flower. Arriving from Mumbai, landing on Polderbaan shortly. Oh, what's this I'm hearing? Yeah, you probably won't pick it up that well because the mic is in the blimp. I'm hearing overhead traffic. Bit hard to see. 777, I think. But where? Oh, there. No! Finnair A350, nice. Such a pretty airplane. For what we were able to see of it. Now next up, Shamrock Flight 604, returning from Dublin to Amsterdam. It's an A320, an hour and 7 minutes on their way. IDES, E-I-D-E-S, 18 years old, first flight December 2005. What is that? Just a stripe or something. Looks so odd. Maybe just a dirty stripe? Hard to see what it was, but it caught my eye. Yeah. Russell the Crow. Right. Let's quickly turn back. Flying AMS Live logo about to touch down. Not a lot of separation between the airplanes. Not a lot of time to linger. KLM Flight 758 returning from Panama City. 787-10 Dreamliner. And the 747 is coming in 10 minutes. Excellent, excellent. Hadi Johan, goedemiddag. And all others who have joined in the meantime, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live with Chris Koot. Or is it Clint Eastwood? Having a little swim, having a little nibble. Cardio and eating his greens and fibers. An example to us all. Now the next airplane coming in is Vueling. Han, if you are still around, maybe now's a good time to visit the bathroom, grab a fresh cup of coffee, get the laundry out of the washing machine. Vueling arriving from Barcelona. Thomas says, big fire since 12:05 at Melbourne Airport, SOS. Okay. Fire on all the airports today. See an airplane turning in the background. That would be an Embraer 175, KLM Flight 1626 arriving from Milan. The third airplane will be arriving from the right. That would be a 737 arriving from Bergen, which we are not able to see just yet. Clemencia, goedemiddag. Well, the fire alarm went off. That's why they evacuated everybody. I'm not sure if there was a fire. The fire alarm went off. Right. To ensure that the current world order is still intact, we have to check, is it still in place? The answer is yes. So we can sleep assured. Third World War not yet breaking out. Hey, I'm hearing overhead traffic. Not a contrail to be seen. Let's see. Is that 737 already visible somewhere? Oh yeah, just faintly. Even though this is the best part of the sky, as in the least clouds right now, the north still has a few clouds and it is impairing visibility just a little bit. The second airplane vaguely visible in the background, the 737 that just turned in. This is KLM flight 1626 arriving from Milan, Embraer 175, 1 hour and 18 minutes on the way. 7 years old, first flight January 2017. Now, there is a 747 incoming, ladies and gentlemen, so if you need to use the bathroom, be quick. If you need to grab a fresh cup of coffee or make a fresh pot of tea, do it now. You still have a few minutes left. But it won't be long before the 747 will arrive here. Now, is the ETA of the A380 still well before 1 o'clock? That's what I'm wondering. Let's have a quick look. So, the 747 is already flying base. So we will see that pretty soon. And the A380 is expected... Ooh. 1 minute to 1. Well, folks, please have a look on omgevingsinfo. Once it does cross the border, what runway will it be assigned? I don't dare jinxing it and saying anything out loud about it. But it's going to be exciting. Right. Arriving from Bergen. KLM flight 1164. 737-700. 1 hour and 13 minutes. It took this airplane to get here. Nice floaty landing. 15-year-old airplane. First flight October 2008. No Wi-Fi hump on the tail. On the back, I should say. There's never a Wi-Fi hump on the tail. Obviously. Let's turn back to the north. Can we see her already? The Queen. There's clouds in the way. Mother effing clouds. Can we see something on the laptop? Not yet. Michael. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Your timing is exquisite. We are awaiting a 747. It is flying base. It's also going to be the next airplane by the looks of it. Don't see any preceding traffic. On paper, we should be able to see it from here. Question is, are the clouds in the way or not? And at what altitude do we need to look? And where? Needle, haystack, you know. Got it. Needle, haystack, but we managed to find it regardless. It is flying base, it is coming this way. It is also going to be the next airplane by the looks of it, unless there is a stealth airplane that has NA as destination that my filter misses. Choina Airlines Cargo, now number 10 on flight radar. 180 people are tracking it on flight radar. I'm sure we can do better than that, folks. Let's get it in the top 5 at least. Arriving from Mumbai. Turning towards the glide slope. 8 hours and 24 minutes it has taken this airplane to get from where it departed to where it is right now. And Her Majesty is 19 years old. Oh. Trying to follow an airplane that is really far away and also trying to look on flight radar is still a challenge. First flight of this airplane was in January 1995. No? Not 1995. 2005. So used to saying 1990 something because of the DHL bananas that we saw earlier. Gear down. 747 freighter on its way. Spring roll 174 cleared for landing. Now number 6, 312 people are following it on flight radar. We have doubled that number watching right now. We can do better, folks, come on. And while you're clicking on flight radar, also click on the like if you haven't already. Number 6, 348 people on flight radar. Zooming out back to the top end of my optical zoom so you don't get any pixelation and distortion. Still says number 6 on flight radar. Now it is top 5, 360 people. Thank you so much. We've got it in the top 5. Now, there are 3 airplanes following this 747, all at a respectable distance. Lot Embraer 175, Air Transat A321neo, Transavia returning from Zakynthos in Greece. And that is a crabby 747. Look at this. Beautiful. Question is, will she get loud? Fingers crossed, folks. Let's look and listen. Yes, nice. Finally. Well, they cannot take this away from us anymore. That's the upshot. The downside is that you guys are already reporting what I thought was going to happen. Namely the A380 landing on the wrong runway, runway 27. We will still be able to see it from over here. And the silver lining is that it is a standard livery and not a special livery that we're going to miss out on. But at least this loud landing is in the pocket. Okay, spoilers are lowering. I'm assuming that the flaps are going to retract any moment now. There they go. Bottom doors up. Well, Petrikov, the wind changing to the west has nothing to do with it. It's just a simple matter of the runway opening up again for the incoming peak between 1 and 2. And that can only be the runway, the Buitenvelderbaan, because the center runway is closed, maintenance, and the right runway is being used as secondary runway for departures. And then it becomes a logical choice for airplanes arriving from the east. Ooh. Big ass tractor. Over here on the cycling path, which is filled with pedestrians. Right. Let's see. Embraer 175 up next. Lot flight 263, arriving from Warsaw. The airplane behind it, that is Air Transat, the A321neo, arriving from Toronto. And the number 3, which is now visible at the 7 o'clock of the number 2, that is Transavia, arriving from Zakynthos. KLM fan has to go. Thank you for joining, KLM fan. See you later. And John says, hello there from San Francisco, 48F and foggy on the coast. Thank you for the live stream. You're welcome, mate. Good morning and welcome. It is a roughly 64F here, 17C. And as you can see, the sun is out. We do have a bit of wind from the west, southwest, just in the double digits. Expected to further widen or open up to northwest later today, more tonight. So maybe we have wind from the north again tomorrow. Should stay dry the rest of the day, at least in this part of the country, and also for upcoming days no precipitation is expected. Asher Wolf says A380 1257 still not over. You mean as in it might still come to this runway, but people already said it was assigned to the wrong runway, so that's probably not going to happen then. Hey.
We hebben de oprichter meegenomen. Ja. Kom. We hebben de oprichter nodig.
Now in the meantime, this is the Air Transat A321neo, arriving from Toronto. 6 hours and 36 minutes underway. Brand new airplane, first flight August 2023. The airplane behind it is arriving from Zakynthos, KLM Transavia, flight 1542. We have another 777-300, that is Flying Base, arriving from Atlanta. Nice contrast there with the bird control vehicle so close by. Also a massive big thank you for your continued support, Arnoud. 8 months of membership, and Arnoud writes, thanks for the stream, see you next time, got to go. Well, Arnoud, thank you so much for joining. Hope you still like it in the lounge. If something isn't to your liking, do let me know. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, mate. Outbound traffic visible just now. Once again, I'm turning the camera to them and they're hiding. Now, it seems that we have crossed the 500 like mark, and as a consequence, Austrian Wolf just now gifted 5 memberships. Wolfgang, thank you so much. You really shouldn't have, but thank you so much nonetheless. Don't forget to say thank you or danke schön to Wolfgang or Austrian Wolf if you are one of the recipients. Welcome to the Aurora Skyline's new members. You can use the custom emojis such as Transavia or A380 if we ever get to see it again. Use them whenever you see fit. See Infinity also in the chat. No, wait, he was a recipient of the memberships. It's Aphrodite who is back in the chat. Good to see you, Aphrodite. Now, meanwhile, 777-300 is coming this way. KLM flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Behind it, more airplanes approaching from both the west and the east. How well we can see them all remains to be seen. Danny Rules also needs to go. See you all soon. Thanks for joining, mate. Take care. Stefan says, how's the plane spotting going? Well, as you can see, we're still spotting. We already saw the 747 land just now. The A380 is coming, but going to the wrong runway. Austrian Wolf still has hope. I'm a bit more pessimistic. I'm an optimist with life experience. That's what I'd like to call it. Now another outbound airplane. Can I show you this time round? Only just. Air Baltic. Air Baltic. 777-300. This is KLM flight 622, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. 7 hours and 18 minutes underway. The PHBVI, it is 11 years old. Its first flight was in June 2012. Idle reversers. Just look at how squeaky clean those flap surfaces are. Wonder if they also do car detailing and if maybe they'd like to give my car a clean. Ah, hey, dacht al, wat hoor ik? Elektrische motor. Nice. BMW. Awesome.
Ik kijk altijd live naar jou.
Hey, top man. Super.
Ja, goed man.
Ja, dank je. Fijne dag.
Ja, jij ook, dank je.
Dankjewel. Check it out. It is an electric BMW motorcycle. I thought first, am I hearing an e-bike or something? Awesome. Is that maybe something for you one day, Paul? An electric motorcycle? I think most people will have a motorcycle. Well, no, in the Netherlands also for practical reasons, just to get through traffic during rush hour. I'm pretty sure that Harley Davidson isn't going to go electric. You buy one for the sound and the whole experience. Anyway, this one is arriving from Billland, dropping off some bills in Billland. KLM flight 1294, 737-700, 47 minutes underway, floaty. No go-arounds today, just one, but that was before the stream went live. Air France aborting the landing rather early. Must have been around between 9:15 and 9:30, I would say. Maybe a bit later. Definitely between 9:15 and 9:45 local time. Let's see. Now, A380 is already in the vicinity of Almere, I see on flight radar. Obviously, I'll try to catch it once it lands on runway 27. Alan says, I think you don't even need a motorcycle license for that. Well, I'm pretty sure you do. There are certain type. Oh wait, no, what are they called again? The ones with two front wheels, small front wheels. Those are the ones that you don't need. You can drive with your car driver's license, at least in the Netherlands. It's not Gilera. Piaggio MP3, I think they're called. Here in the Netherlands you can drive those with your B driver's license. That is the car driver's license. The A driver's license is for motorcycles. You don't need one for that. You do need a helmet still. That looked like a regular motorcycle for which you do need a motorcycle license. Nice and bright illuminated. This next airplane is one. I think Han, didn't you forget to do something in the kitchen? This next airplane is arriving from Alicante. Flight 1377. It's an A320. 2 hours and 27 minutes on the way. And doesn't it look nice when the sun is brightly illuminating it and you have a blue sky in the background? See that Michael has to go again. Thanks for joining in and for joining us, and see you in the next one, Michael. Dot is still there. All is still good. Now, in the meantime, Han is still on the toilet, right? Yeah. I was talking to him in vain. Now, number 3 on flight radar, Emirates, arriving from Dubai. It is coming this way. Let's see, get my bearings in. Last time I checked, I think it was somewhere over there. I think it was somewhere over here that it was visible. Let's see, we had the Portaloo over there. And then it was a bit more to the left. Right, it's now flying in the vicinity of Amsterdam South. Where did I see those towers again? Let's see, where is it? In the vicinity of Amstelveen. Haha. Finally, there it is. Well, needle in a haystack, but we found it. Number 2 on flight radar, 700 and something people are following it. It is the standard livery. 6 hours and 28 minutes on the way to get here. That is par for the course. That is your average flight time for Dubai to Amsterdam. The A6EOO, 9 years old, first flight April 2015. In the meantime, the number 2 on the glide slope for the Polderbaan is Icelandair in the 767 from Icelandair. Nah, I think that works out nicely. Pixels and heat waves, but you can still see it is an A380. Landing near the McDonald's. And in the meantime, also an Embraer 190 has landed. Let's quickly turn back. Icelandair Flight 500 up next. One that we can see up close. 767. Beautifully illuminated. Arriving from Reykjavik, 2 hours and 34 minutes, 35 minutes now underway. The TFISW, and she is 26. First flight was in October 1997. True millennial. Also, traffic on the cycling path. Is that a lawnmower? I hope it will be. Hopefully they'll cut the grass tonight. Right, Epic R has to go, things to do. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, mate. Thanks for joining. Well, it's still a bit early, so let's just stick around a bit longer. Got a couple of airplanes coming in. I see a 737 from Ryanair also up ahead. The clouds are still a little bit in the way, as you guys can see. Not fully unobstructed glide slope visibility, but we are seeing 3 airplanes on the glide slope right now. Embraer 175 arriving from Rennes, A320 arriving from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, The third airplane is Ryanair, arriving from Dublin. Now there is a fourth airplane behind it, turning in, arriving from Geneva. Not yet seen that fourth airplane. Nice cloudy backdrop though, for the airplanes that we do see. KLM flight 1414 up next, arriving from Rennes in La France. It's number 175. Flight time was 1 hour and 14 minutes just now. Again, they shut the blinds for us. They don't want us to peek in the cockpit. Current status quo. If you look to the north, a few friendly clouds. If you look to the east, more cloudiness. If you look to the south, more cloudiness. The west holds the best papers now, as we would say in Dutch. The wind is blowing from over there. You can definitely see that as the wind is blowing moist air over land and the air starts rising, clouds start forming. Now the next airplane is arriving from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, Air France, flight 1640, A320. 51 minutes underway. The airplane is 15 years old. First flight February 2009. Deep butt shot coming in. Un petit more, un petit plus. Parfait. Right, next up, Ryan Scare, arriving from Dublin, flight 3006, 737-800, 1 hour and 4 minutes underway. 15 years old, first flight January 2009. Might get loud, might not get loud. Let's look and listen. Fingers crossed. Not too bad, not too bad. A little butt shot to boot. JD has to wrap it up. Still some housework to be taken care of. Yeah, that reminds me that I also still have something to do. Let's see. Thank you so much for joining, Jörg. Take it easy. See you in the next one. Now, in the meantime, we still have a nice flow of traffic coming this way. Narrow bodies for the most part. Is there anything heavy coming this way? Anytime soon? Top Air Portugal, that's not exactly heavy. It's an entire barrage of narrow bodies that is coming from all directions by the looks of it. Hey, it's Swiss. HB. I'm so used to seeing OE, Austrian registered, or EI. I am hearing an ambulance or something, but I'm not seeing it. Wind on the scale of chimney smoke, what has it been doing? It has been dropping and become a bit more horizontal. Does that mean that the wind has increased? Let's have a look after this landing. Well, then again, let's see. Right. Well, let's see, since it is all narrow bodies now, I think I might also wrap up. Make this the last landing. It's all narrow bodies coming in right now. So I think this is going to be the last airplane of the day. Flying for Transavia, but all white. Lysen. It does have that nice little protrusion with stripes on it. Right, I am going to wrap it up now, folks. Thank you so much for joining me here. I had a wonderful time and I hope you guys had fun as well. If you liked what you saw but you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to spread this content to more aviation fans such as yourselves. Be sure to tune in next time. I hope to see you then. A big thank you for all the support, for all the gifted memberships and whatnot. Moderators, also a big thank you for keeping the chat friendly and accessible once more. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.